Securely attached people do not have the same reaction to avoidance that anxious or fearful avoidant people do. Let's talk about how their reaction is different, why their reaction is different, and how you can rewire your own mind to react as a secure person would. Firstly, because secure people aren't likely to fall prey to the toxic dopamine highs and lows caused by the superficial tactics of avoidance, they are more likely to be immune to the avoidance love bombing and masking behaviors. Because true dismissive avoidants bypass typical pair bonding processes and try to shortcut pair bonding timelines, they rely on love bombing, good looks, and superficial charm to get what they want. Not every avoidant has superficial charm, but the ones who ostensibly experience success in mating tend to have to rely on those things to a large extent. A secure person just would not get sucked into this charm cycle for very long, even though they may be lured into a quick fling with the attractive avoidant. What I'm saying is that secure people don't buy into superficial dopamine highs and lows because they don't see value in it. I mean, what the heck is a superficial person with no emotional depth going to do for a secure person? You told me. Securely attached people have a functioning attachment system which leads them to attract real value through real relationships, so they don't need to rely on constant dopamine hits to distract themselves. They intuitively see that real happiness comes from a consistently meaningful attitude to life and from pair bonding. Insecurely attached people, in particular dismissive avoidants, do not have this in their psyche. True dismissive avoidant attachment isn't just some silly thing that happens due to trauma in later childhood or adolescence. It's the result of severe and prolonged neglect during your first 2 years of life. It takes an insane amount of ignorance or just bad luck in life circumstances to create avoidant attachment style in a baby. This is because as babies, we are built to seek out safety, attachment, and sensitive care almost to a fault. Babies scream, sometimes even when there seems to be no reason to, because that is a better strategy than mild protests. It's a safer strategy to ensure your mother or father come at once and without delay. It bridges the gap between the parent's innate selfishness and the baby's utter helplessness. Kind of like how some boys who go through puberty put on excessive body fat in preparation for teenagehood and growing into a high testosterone man. That body fat, or some people may call it puppy fat, seems inefficient and maybe unflattering to the young boy, and it certainly doesn't make him athletic, right? But in evolutionary terms, it safeguards against a lack of calories and resources for the massive growth ahead. Now, I know that wasn't the best analogy in the world, but you get what I mean. Secondly, secure people are more likely to have a calibrated moral compass. This helps them see through the toxicity of avoidance, whereas anxiously attached people are less able to pick up on it due to their self-doubt and negative view of themselves. Ask me how I know. Securely attached people are more likely to have been raised by parents who had ample emotional resources. Because of that, these emotional resources transferred to the secure child, making them less likely to settle for the toxic behavior of avoidance. Because they didn't enter adolescence or adulthood with a lack. Unfortunately, anxiously attached people did, and it is this lack that leads them to have less personal freedom to walk away from relationships that do not serve them. Secure people still make mistakes and sometimes still end up spending a little too long with avoidance, especially when they project their own inner security onto the avoidant. Or sometimes when they're dealing with a particularly physically attractive avoidant, some people make concessions. But at the end of the day, the secure person's inner resourcefulness always leads them down the right path. If you want to get a score for how secure you are and discover your core attachment style, take my free attachment quiz. Just go to Renee's links and you'll find the quiz there.